You're listening to the Undeniable Clarity Podcast with Colin Powell. Tune in to find your undeniable clarity so you can start taking action today to take ownership of your life and to rise above and beyond this noisy world. Hey there, friends. Good day. Welcome back to the Undeniable Clarity Podcast. We have another episode with Vanessa Petronelli. She's been with us for the past 2 days. So if you haven't heard her episode, backtrack, listen to them. Awesome. Great stuff. All right, we had a really fun pre-chat that too bad I couldn't record.
I know.
We've had 2 awesome episodes. And today I wanted to talk with Vanessa about meditation and mindfulness. Right? Meditation, it's a huge practice now. I mean, it's growing. There's this evolution of it, right? Meditation used to be this practice of looking inwards and just finding that inner peace and awakening and enlightenment. Now people are using it for all sorts of things. People are using it for healing. People are using it to manage their stress. People are using it to brain hack, for productivity, for focus, right? There's just this huge evolution and it's growing, and everyone knows they should be practicing it. All right. What about you? What's your practice like? How do you practice your meditation and mindfulness?
Well, I have a ritual that I do every day. I start my day off with meditation and prayer, and I end my day with a mental clear out. And when I miss them or miss one or the other, I definitely feel like something is off. It's not that I'm attached to meditation. I don't want to, like, oh my goodness, I'm addicted, and like, if I don't have it, then my day is going to be feeling bad, or it's going to go wrong or not well. I just have noticed that when I have adopted this consistent practice of self-care, ritual, meditation, mindfulness, whatever you want to label it, I just feel very connected to myself. That is my primary thing from the moment I wake up. I want to be aligned with myself. I want to make sure that my choices, my interactions, my sessions, my service, how I treat myself, and my relationships throughout the day are all coming from a very centered and lined up place within myself. I feel connected, tapped in, tuned into that part of me. And I find that especially when I start the day for myself, when I start the day off in this way, taking like 40 minutes, 45 minutes, sometimes an hour, it makes my day go so smoothly.
Yeah.
It really does.
I can't go a day without meditating, and I have a morning ritual as well, and it's so important to me because when I don't have my morning ritual, I feel like the day runs me.
Yeah.
And that becomes a problem when your day is running you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I want to be in control of my day. I want to run my day. And if I can't control and run my mornings, if I sleep in and, snooze 7 times, if I become a victim to my own alarm clock, how am I going to kill the day? How am I going to own this day when I can't own my alarm clock?
It's owning you, Colin.
Exactly, right? And I feel that's the reason why I have a morning ritual and the reason why I meditate every morning, right? Not just for that clarity, but it's a training. It's a training. When I can own my mind, if I can own my body, if I can own myself at my morning, I can own the entire day. And that's so important because a lot of us, we live in this go, go, go society. We're constantly busy. We constantly have something to do. And if we don't have something to do, we create something for us to do. We can't be still. It's so hard for us to be still. And that's why I see the importance in meditation. What does meditation mean to you?
It's the difference between being a human doing and actually being a human being.
Oh, I love that. Absolutely love that.
It's really as simple as it can get. I feel like we're avoiding being the essence of who we really are, which is just being present. And that's really what mindfulness is to me. It's like becoming presently aware and checked in and tuned into this moment. What's happening here and now? What's happening in my body? What's happening with my thoughts? And rather than projecting to the future, thinking about the past, being caught up in all kinds of stuff in my head, it's like can I just be a human being right now and just be with this moment?
Absolutely. That's so important. I think that's a huge misconception for a lot of people too, right? They think when they're meditating, they gotta do something.
Yeah,
It's become so, they have to put so much effort into it, right? They have to really see that meditation can be a really effortless practice, right?
absolutely.
It's simply just sitting there and being present.
And I think I've been doing meditation workshops and teaching clients meditation for years. And that's the most common misconception that people have, that they have to get somewhere with meditating. I have to be good at it. There has to be nothing going on in my mind. And if there's something going on in my mind and I'm not focused on my breath or I'm not still, then there's something wrong with me or something wrong with my meditation. And they get fed up and they get upset and frustrated and then they give up.
Yeah. Yeah, that's for sure.
And it's not the case. It really isn't. Meditation is just about being with what is. Thoughts and all. I mean, I've been meditating for 6 years now consistently. 7 years, I think, actually, because I started it before my business. And there are days where I'm can sit there for 10 minutes and my mind is just like a chatterbox. It feels like there's several conversations and thoughts going on at once. And then there's other days I could sit for 45 minutes and it's just absolute utter peace and stillness. And my mind is just shut off like a light switch is off in a room. But the difference and the thing that I've learned and like to teach people is that both are perfect. It's getting into the practice of it, the consistency of it. Can you be okay with having a meditation for 2 minutes where your mind is busy or 20 minutes when your mind is clear? Both are perfect. It's just getting into that regular practice. And the more you practice and the more your mind becomes disciplined, the less your mind is running you.
Yeah, I agree with that. Absolutely. Everyone thinks that, meditation's it's a blissful thing, right?
Yeah.
You come out of meditation, you're going to be all blissful and happy. Not all the time. Sometimes I come out of my meditation and I'm just like, man, that was rough. That was rough. That was hard. All right. But you know what? That motivates me to come back, to show up to my mat, to show up to my cushion every morning. And like you said, it's that discipline, right? Really training ourselves to really accept it as it is and to be really non-judgmental and to be less critical too. I think that's a problem we all face is we're so critical with everything in our life, right? Something that happens to us, we automatically consider ourselves as a victim of it. Right? And instead of being a victim of everything that's happening to us, why can't we just learn to just turn that around, right? To see things and instead of reacting to everything that happens, to respond, to come from a place of responding. Right? And I think that's what meditation really trains me to do.
Right? I love that. It's very true. Very, very true.
Yeah. So Vanessa, my audience is a bunch of entrepreneurs. We're busy entrepreneurs and hustlers, always trying to find a way to deal with our busy and chaotic life and in business and life. What's 3 tips you have that everyone should be practicing every day?
Wow, you know that I can relate, everybody. Oh, I know what it's like being an entrepreneur and being busy and having never-ending to-do list. Wonderful question. My 3 tips, definitely right off the top. Get into a disciplined routine. And the discipline doesn't have to be it doesn't have to weigh so heavily on you, because that word discipline seems to be one of those feelings of being a kid and having, to be disciplined about practicing the piano or, going to school. I mean, discipline is can you wake up every day and do something really nice for yourself, like meditating, like developing some sort of self-care or ritual for yourself that you start off the day. It doesn't have to be maybe meditating. It could be doing a gratitude journal or, waking up and being grateful for what you have, like what's in your life. It could be sending blessings or metta or loving kindness to other people and to yourself. And it doesn't have to be a rigid box of what you do in that container of time and space and energy for yourself. But waking up every day, starting off the day and ending the day, 10 minutes in the morning, even 10 minutes at night, just spend being with yourself, whatever that looks like, starting off your day and ending your day in a way of being gratitude, stillness, silence, positivity, prayer, whatever that is. Definitely right off the top. The second thing I would say is segmenting your day. This has been mind-blowing for me. And this requires you to become mindful to the segments in your day. So right now, for example, you and I are in a segment. We're in a segment for this episode, but when we're complete here, we're going to go on with the rest of our day. So we're going to enter new segments. So what most people do is they already have all their segments planned for the whole day. Okay, after this, I'm going to go and cook a meal. And then after that, I'm going to go back to work for a couple hours. And then after that, I'm going to go to the gym for an hour. And then after that, I'm going to come home and watch TV. Well, rather than planning all of your segments, check in before each segment begins and when one ends. And ask yourself, what feels most alive for me right now? What feels most true for me? I'm all about impeccable alignment. If you are making decisions and choices merely from the mind level, you are going to live in a separated sense of self and you're not going to be in the present moment. So that right there is so, so imperative. It's like check in with yourself. Check in those segments. If you even have to check in moment to moment, it'll help you to get out of your head and into your body. And the last tip I would say is slow down.
Love it.
Really, really important. Why are we in such a rush all the time? If something on your list can wait until tomorrow, let it wait until tomorrow. There's something about this whole feeling of being balanced and giving and receiving, surrender and inspired action. It's like, yeah, you can take all this inspired action, be passionate, full of life, and go, 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 do. And then there's something really special about the art of leaning back and just allowing things to come to you and slowing down and letting life guide you and nudge you to where you need to be in a very effortless and easeful way. And the only way to really feel that in your body and to know what that's like is to slow down and to experience it from that spaciousness versus a frenzied, frantic, I need to get this done now frame of mind. And believe it or not, I practice these things all the time. And since I've adopted that with my practices, I haven't always, my business has grown drastically. It's amazing. And I still get things done. I wrote about this in one of my latest articles. Still get things done. It blows my mind. It's like a mystery to me. It's like, wow, I can actually put my feet up in the middle of a day and still tackle all my to-do lists that I had that week. How come I never thought about this before?
That's awesome. Yeah. I set it up my day. So I don't overload my day with so many tasks that I have to do. I'll set myself, you know what? Today I'm going to tackle 3 tasks. All right. Once I tackle these 3 tasks, done. I'm going to sit back. I'm going to relax. If I want to watch a TV show, I'll watch a TV show. I don't watch TV though, but just for those that do watch TV.
It's okay.
Yeah, you don't have to be like, oh, I finished my 3 tasks. Okay, I got a lot of time. Let's jump on the next. Let's do the next thing.
Right.
Let's, that way I can have more time tomorrow to do more work.
Totally. It's not about working, living to work. You want to work to live. And yeah, there's something really awesome about just being present and choosing powerfully what feels aligned for you in the moment, in the segment of your day, and slowing down to give yourself that chance to breathe and to take care of yourself. Life really does support you, and you'll see that more and more when you adopt, I would say, more of these kinds of beliefs and attitudes.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I love that. I love what you mentioned about balancing between, doing and receiving. I never really saw it that way, but you need that balance for sure.
Yeah. It's like a yin and yang. Where, yang is much more prevalent in our society, and yang is more of that masculine doing, giving, pushing, forcing, making things happen. And the yin is very much that inward, that contemplative, the receiving, the surrendering, letting go, slowing down. And that's the problem. That's why we have so much adrenal fatigue and adrenal problems, and people are burnt out and overly medicated and stressed out. And the amount of anxiety that people have and depression, all of these things I really feel are linked out of being in balance with yin and yang. And I know it can be more complex than that, at least for a lot of people it feels that way. But, the more you become in balance with yourself, the more that you will see that your body will become imbalanced, and so will, your entire being.
Absolutely. There you guys. There you go, guys. You have your three things. All right. Be disciplined. Discipline yourself. All right. Segment your day and slow down. All right. So before we end this, I want to wrap it up with a clarity round. I do this with all my guests. I'll ask you a bunch of questions just so the audience can get to know you a little bit better, and you can answer with whatever comes to mind.
Uh-oh.
No trick questions. Don't worry.
I hope there's no more blips in my memory in this one.
All right, first thing. What's one thing you absolutely have to do every day no matter what your schedule is?
Sleep.
That's an important one. Yeah.
Yeah, sleep.
Good sleep too. It's important to get good sleep. Right, I'm not the 2 hours of sleep kind of sleep, but
oh no, I'm like full 8, 9, sometimes even 10.
Wow.
I love my sleep, guys.
What's your biggest takeaway from 2014?
That change is the only permanent thing in my life. Everything's always changing. And that I have to accept that is the way life is, that nothing is ever static. I know that logically, but it was actually embodying it. It's like, change is actually really amazing, and it's not something I need to fear or avoid. There's something about that. That's where my evolution comes from. That's where my shift and even my consciousness comes from change.
If you could have one unconventional superpower, what would it be?
I would say like something like being able to teleport myself without the use of, a plane or a car. Yeah, I don't know, just teleporting like to somewhere off. Like, oh, hey, I would like to go and visit this planet, or I'd love to go to this country right now, or I would love to just be on the beach in this moment, even for an hour, and just teleport myself, and I'm right there.
Yeah, we can use that. Got quite a bit of snow here. A beach would be nice.
I know. A beach would be really nice right now.
What's one thing you're holding on to that you need to let go of?
I would say it's a consistent practice of moving from doing to being. Really from just and everything that is wrapped up around doing, the pushing, the making things happen, overworking, perfectionism, overloading my schedule, that kind of stuff. Like they're really, for me, I'm naturally very much somebody who could work 10, 11, 12 hours a day. And cross off my to-do list. So that's why for me it's been crucial to do this work, to be in the opposite, because that's where I feel like that's my edge of growth. That's my power move. It's like the more I want to do, it's like a sign for me to just drop it and let it go and just walk away and take some time for myself and just be.
Yes, that's so important, right? I mean, doesn't matter what type of success you want, you can't hold that success if you don't become the person you need to be in order to hold that. You can do absolutely everything you need to do in order to get to there, and you probably will get to there. But if you don't become the person you need to be to hold that success, you won't be able to hold it. So it's so important to sit back and to really to be. Simply
Agreed.
Just, yeah, for sure. What are you most afraid of for the next generation?
Oh, I think what I'm most afraid of is the lack of connection that is occurring on the planet with younger people. I think that the internet and social media and the technological age that we're in is so incredible. I mean, I wouldn't be able to run my business. We wouldn't be able to have even this podcast right now for that. I mean, there's so many benefits to it, but I also feel like it's really hindering young people and doing various things to their brain and the way that they interact and even the way their expectations about life. I think when so many things are so instantly gratified at your fingertips, it's so convenient. There's this expectation that everything in life is going to be that way. And I think now more than ever, the younger generations need to step outside of that and start to connect more with each other and band together to create something new for this planet. It's going to be them who are going to ultimately carry on the generations and this new age. And if, they're hiding behind screens all day or their phones and, doing selfies and worrying about their hair or playing video games, and they're not getting outside, they're not making things happen, and there's this idea that everything is instant, and I need instant gratification and convenience and things that they're not going to be up for the challenges that may present in their lives, especially to change societal paradigms and structures that need to go, that are archaic, that are complete. Mm-hmm. Like they have to develop something new, and they have to develop it together. So it's this lack of connection. I really feel that I don't want to put the energy of worry into it, but it just kind of crosses my mind. I'm just kind of like, wonder what's going to happen here. And I just, send them my prayers and blessings that, they do the right thing for themselves and for this planet.
Well, in a way, what you're doing now is really helping them out, right? What you're doing, part of your purpose is really opening up that path, right? You're contributing to opening up that shift of consciousness and this future needs, right?
Yes, I hope so. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, last one. What's your definition of clarity?
Oh, this is a good question. I really love it. Clarity for me, I would say it's just, I feel clarity when I am aligned, impeccably aligned. Like there's no negotiation happening. When I'm confused, it's because I'm negotiating something with myself. I'm negotiating, or I'm in my head, or I haven't slowed down, or I'm not connecting to myself. I'm not listening to myself. I'm not being. That's when I experience the most clarity. So clarity is the ability to embody a sense of connection on a mind, body, soul levels, to know who you are from the inside out, and to act from a clear and inspired place. Clarity is not something that comes when components outside of you come together. It's something that's found within you.
Love it. Absolutely love it. Thank you, Vanessa. How can we find you?
Yeah, you can visit my website, vanessapetronelli.com, VANESSAPETRONELLI.com. And you can sign up for my e-letter and my free ebook on there. And I'm also on social media. So if you're a fan of social media, find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn. I'd love to connect with you and to any of the listeners if they resonate with me.
There you go, you guys. Check it out. And say hello to Vanessa Petronelli. All right. Thank you, Vanessa, so much for joining us.
Thank you. This was so much fun. It was a great honor and pleasure to connect with you and your listeners. Thank you for having me.
For sure. We'll have you back on again in the future.
Amazing. I look forward to it.
Okay. You guys have an awesome day.
Take care, everyone.